Bert, you came out as opposed to consolidation tonight. Very eloquent speech. How rough was it?
Well, it's difficult. I'm a product of this school system, this city, and went on to have somewhat successful adulthood, college, etc. I returned here to serve, so it is difficult. But like I said in my comments, I don't hold any ill will towards anybody who has a different opinion. It hurts the heart, but I understand where you're coming from. And it doesn't mean that there aren't flaws in the plan. We've discussed that, and no plan is always complete. I think they're going to continue working on it, and hopefully they're able to do that.
And Jonathan, you were one of the principals in helping to keep the organization going these last several months. All kinds of committee meetings, tons of reports. So now there's been a positive vote. It looks like the plan will go to the state, but as you've heard, there were some concerns about certain aspects. So to the degree that those things remain a concern, can some aspects of the plan be flexible? I mean, what degree of flexibility exists?
I think a great degree, depending upon the involvement of the various people from the city and the county as we go through in implementing the things that the Joint School Services Committee has recommended. There will be, no doubt, some things that we will take a look at, and we will know, okay, we have to adjust that slightly versus what we had recommended. But it had occurred to me several days ago that even though as a Joint School Services Committee member we could do very little to promise in the way of our recommendations, but I would like to point out we have a lot of continuity, and we'll have a lot of consistency with the people that helped craft the proposal as presented and those that will help implement it as well.
And one final question. The public hears that there's been a certain restriction on funds for all sorts of projects, not just education. The consultants that the Committee on Joint School Services employed, pretty smart lawyers, pretty street savvy guys. They work with various committees in the legislature. Can you say now that they're pretty confident that the money that was once semi-promised for this consolidation, since the government wanted to see your plan as a model for the state, can you say with any certainty that that money will be restored?
Well, obviously certainty is tough, but Delegate Austin and Senator Deeds told us from the beginning that it was their intention that if the proposal would pass the local bodies, that they would do their level best in Richmond, and they felt like, obviously having talked with their colleagues, that there was a very good opportunity to go forth and provide that funding for us, to give us a hand.
So, a lot of emotions tonight. You voted to approve it. Moving forward, how do you hope to help the people who were against it?
Well, I think if you take a deep look at consolidation even more broadly around the country as it has happened, and a lot of the fears that were expressed tonight often come up. People worry about the change. They worry about the change for their children. And we've seen examples of that even in our own backyard. In the early 80s, Allegheny and Clifton Forge consolidated their school districts, and even though there was a general sense of optimism for that merger, folks still had anxiety about it. And what we know, especially in a small community like this, we're more the same than we are different. And I'm hopeful that as we go forward in a new division, that will bear out, and we'll see a coming together, as Ms. Preston indicated in her remarks.
Thank you.